just established a collaboration with me.
I collaborated with Lars on this, yes.
You were saying, Jeannie, that in India, the people interested in the harmful effects of smokeless tobacco had never heard of snus.
Yes, that's correct. Some of the leading cancer, throat cancer and mouth cancer specialists had not even heard of Swedish snus. They didn't know what it was. And for a country that has such a significantly high use of oral tobacco, it was extraordinary. But they are aware now. Also with e-cigarettes and heated tobacco, there was so little knowledge. And so I think the fact that David Sweena and others were there raising awareness was very helpful to India, because even 1% change in a country like India can make a huge difference to people.
Does that surprise you, Lars, that they hadn't heard of snus in India?
No. They have so many domestic kinds of smokeless tobacco, so they may have difficulties in imagining that there are even more kinds of that sort.
Yes. Do you think there should be a specific snus product for India? Could we design a snus product which would suit the Indian market?
They have actually an Indian product which is called snus, very falsely so, because that product is even worse in toxicological concentrations than any other Indian product.
Right.
So this is just a terminological chaos.
Yes.
I was just going to say one of the issues that was that they thought that there's a cottage industry in making these mouth smokeless, is that making something like Swedish snus in India would be too difficult and too comprehensive. And we tried to explain that it's actually quite a relatively simple process, and the people who are currently making the very harmful one with some technology and a little bit of recipe information and other things that they could get from Sweden, that they could actually transition across to making that, because of course there's the small industry over there and everyone who makes it, and that's the big concern the Indian government has. So I think there was a mental gap that people were thinking it's just going to be too difficult because it's too hard to make, but it isn't, is it, Lars?
Yeah, what is a little bit surprising is that I think 20 years ago, the Swedish match company actually did a launching trial in India, which was a failure.
Right.
And I don't know how deeply they have analyzed the reasons behind that failure. But Swedish snus shouldn't be that totally ignorant, unknown to people, since there has actually been kind of a launch, but that was long ago and it was a failure.
Yes, I mean, a lot of the case studies that we refer to as successful harm reduction are in rich countries, and we know that most of the smokers in the world are in other places, and India has the second largest smoking population, tobacco using population in the world. So we certainly do need to find products which are suitable for these different contexts, and it may not be e-cigs, it may not be heat not burn, but I'm sure there will be something, because the rate of innovation in this field is so fast that what we see now, the e-cigs, which have been around for 10 years, and heat not burn for less than that, snus for a long time, but I think we're going to see a rapid increase in innovation, and hopefully there are products which are suitable for different countries. For me, we talk about e-cigarettes a lot and heat not burn, but for me, snus is the simple, cleaner, environmental friendly, no electricity required product. So something like snus is going to be, I think, what will be developed for many of these places where smoking is increasing. And the stupid thing in many countries is that you ban certain current products without putting anything else in their place. So in India, you have bans on many of the oral tobacco products, but to my mind, if you do that, you're encouraging BD use or smoking rather than some alternative.
But there are so many misinterpretations of actual evidence. I ran upon an article just the other day in a very strange context. I was working on a review for a journal I don't say which one. Oh, it was addiction. A Norwegian article where a sentence in the manuscript said that snus is causing oral cancer, and there was a reference given, and I looked up that reference, and that reference did deal with all kinds of smokeless tobacco. And in the case of snus, I found a sentence in that report saying snus is not associated with oral cancer. But these Norwegian authors still did say in their manuscript that snus causes oral cancer, and indicating as a reference, backing up that statement, a source that does explicitly, word by word, say the opposite.
Exactly. We have this time and again. Well, thank you both, Jeannie Cameron and Lars Ranström. Very pleased to be able to talk to you today at the launch of No Fire, No Smoke, the global state of tobacco harm reduction. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.